Okay, it's Rivnut time. Now, I could have used the original clips because I still have them, but I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to put in the Rivnuts. The one I'm going for first of all is the top line, and that top line is for the fuel. This bottom set of holes are for the brake line. First, you have to decide, and I'm not going to tell you what sizes, what size Rivnut you want to use, what size clip you want to use, etc. Now I'm going to be using a 5/16 because I believe that is the fuel line size. And I have various things. First, let's start with the simple stuff. I'm going to have to drill the hole out bigger than it already is in order to insert the Rivnut. So let me do that. I do detest these manual locking chucks. I prefer one with a key so you can get it tight. Okay, one has drilled one's hole. Now what we need is the Rivnut tool. This is the Rivnut tool. And this here is a Rivnut. With the Rivnut tool, you have to fuck around and get the setting right. I can't tell you how, you're just going to have to play with it. Screw on your Rivnut, place it in the hole, and squeeze. Just like, oops, sorry. Just like you would do with a normal rivet. And squeeze, and squeeze, and squeeze. And it doesn't go bang. What you now have to do is undo this here to get the tool out, otherwise you can have the tool stuck there. Okay. Ooh. And it's a little stiff. I mean, I've even put copper grease on this, but it's still stiff. Okay, you know, I'm probably not even using the best quality tool. I'll give you that. But this is what you got to do. Oh, gosh. There we go. If you squeeze the handle a little bit, it helps, okay? Right, so great. Now, I've got that. What's next? Well, you need the clamp. Now, obviously, this will depend on the size you're using. In this particular case, I'm using a 5/16. And, oh dear, did I bring a 5/16 screw with me? You know, the size I'm going to use? Of course not. That would be too fucking helpful, wouldn't it, you dipshit? Really? I brought the Rivnuts, I didn't bring the screw. Give me a second. Oh boy. You can tell I planned these very well, can't you? All right, let's, yeah, some of these are longer than others. It don't really matter. I just ended up buying some longer screws than I really wanted to. Why? Because they didn't have the ones I wanted, so I had to buy longer. Figuring, well, it doesn't matter. It's going in a chassis. So, with one's screw, 5/16, place in hole and screw. He says, desperately trying to find the slot. Takes a moment to get it right, but you will. All right, so there you go. That's it, and you do that all the way along. Simple, really, isn't it, huh? Aren't you surprised? I know I am. Yep, and it even says 5/16 on that clip. Those, I can't remember where the hell I got them. But that'll be good for my fuel line. And what I may do is turn it up in that direction to keep it out of the way of the brake line, which will come along here. Okay, real simple. Let's move on to the next project. Here it is, the parking brake mechanism, or as I believe you Americans would call it, emergency brake. If you're putting on the Jaguar Mark II emergency brake, believing you're in an emergency situation, then you have more faith in it than I do. This is it. It bolts on to the differential, and then when the cable that's attached to here pulls, this will twist. Sorry, show it you that way. It will twist, and on here are the two cables that go to the two rear wheels. So there you go. That's how it should function, depending on the angle of the dangle and the dingle of Miss Pringle. So that's it, and that's where you need to make sure you get this spring on the right way around, hooked into there and into this little beastie here, which I cleaned out, powder coated, and gave some loving attention. I still got to just tighten a nut up here. Don't want to go too far, because otherwise it will bind. But there you go, that's the handbrake mechanism back together finally. I am told, and I'm not sure when this video is going to come out, but today is, what's today? Today is April the 27th. I am told that I should get my car back early to mid next week. Then we will start banging out more videos. So please be patient, they will be coming.